you're not comfortable with being recorded, there it is. If you're not comfortable with being recorded, please feel free to turn your camera off, just for your own privacy. So welcome to Final Say 2020 on behalf of the Leadership Programming Team, CLS, and CCIE. We want to welcome you into this space that is meant to celebrate the student leaders of Highline College from this academic year. My name is Georgia Peary. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the club's leadership advisor. And I would like to invite the rest of the LPT team to introduce themselves.
I can go since I'm have my mic on. My name is Amy Bergstrom. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the Programming and Marketing Leadership Advisor in the Center for Leadership and Service.
I'll go next. Hi, nice to see everyone here. My name is Geomark Panello. I am the Mentorship Programs Leadership Advisor with Center for Cultural and Inclusive Excellence, and I use he, him, his pronouns. Nice to see you all.
Good afternoon, Highline T-Birds. This is Edwina Fui. I use she, her pronouns, and I work as the Intercultural Center Leadership Advisor with the Center for Cultural and Inclusive Excellence. And I'm sending you all a virtual hug right now. It's so good to see you all.
All right, so we're going to get started. But before that, we all just wanted to say on behalf of LPT, while this event is meant to be a celebration, we recognize that celebration these days is hard, cannot be fully felt, and straight up not a possibility. As staff, we want you all students to know, in particular our Black students, that we see you, we hear you, and we recognize the continued work we all must do to reach collective liberation. As leadership advisors, we want you to know that if you need a listening ear or a space to process, that we are here for that reason. And also, if you have questions or are looking for a place to learn and unlearn, we are here. With this next statement, I speak only for myself. I want to welcome any white students to connect with me about the current state of our community. It's important that if you are seeking a space to talk about current events of our community, that you are not adding to the labor of Black people and people of color. So I will put my email in the chat and feel free to use that to connect with me. We also want to post in the chat a link to the document that CCIE has created with a wonderful list of resources and ways you can be learning and giving to your community. So that'll get posted in the chat as well. Our hope as LPT is that this event will remind you of all the skills and experiences you have gained in your time at Highline College, and how you will take those skills and continue to better this community and the larger global community. So with that, we will begin with our land acknowledgement.
Thank you. So I would like us to collectively take a moment to acknowledge all Indigenous and First people of the land and space in which we live and breathe. For our community at Highline College, we recognize that we are on occupied Duwamish, Coast Salish, Muckleshoot, and Puyallup lands, and we want to thank all relations and tribes today as we prepare to hold space as a community. We recognize that all of us are joining this conversation from different areas, so we also want to invite you to reflect and thank Indigenous and First people of the land and space in which we are coming from. So thank you for taking that moment to acknowledge. And with that, we are going to move into our final say speakers. So we have three wonderful speakers who are going to be sharing about their own leadership experiences. These speakers were selected by the leadership programming team with a lot of thought and intention. And we have one faculty member, one staff member, and one student who will be sharing their stories. So with that, Edwina is going to introduce our first speaker.
May I introduce myself?
Hi, we can definitely do some more community introductions at the end, but we're just going to introduce our speaker for now.
Okay.
And also feel free to introduce yourselves using the chat feature. For folks who may not know other folks in the room, feel free to use that as well. Thank you, Ying. I'm super excited to introduce our first speaker. And this speaker, I'm sure many of you know her and love her. And so I'm going to read a bio that was actually shared from our counseling center. And so Nicole Hoyes Wilson is a licensed mental health counselor. In her 4th year at Highline, and in her 19th year working in higher education. She is originally from Washington and was raised in Federal Way in Puyallup as a child of immigrant parents from Jamaica and England. She is passionate about issues of social justice, community building, and mental health, especially concerned about how systems of oppression and experiences of discrimination impact how we think and feel about ourselves. Nicole believes in working in partnership with students to assist in their healing and overall emotional and mental health. Some fun facts: she enjoys spending time with family, connecting with friends and community, and finding opportunities to laugh. She is also a certified plant mom and loves gardening. She's earned a Bachelor of Arts in English and Social Work at Pacific Lutheran University, Master of Social Work with an emphasis on multi-ethnic practice at the University of Washington, and a Master of Arts in Community Counseling at Seattle University. She is a licensed mental health counselor, national certified counselor, and a mental health first aid instructor. We chose Nicole as our Faculty Speaker of the Year because of her support and presence, not only in CLS and CCIE, but also with all of our learning communities and spaces for students. Nicole has helped so much with our Counseling Wisdom series, has served as an advisor for many winter leadership retreats, and also many years as a counselor at the Students of Color Conference. No matter what, Nicole has always centered students and continues to hold space for them, which in turn speaks to why students selected her as our faculty speaker for Final Say. Highline, please help me in joining and just giving a welcome to our first faculty speaker, Nicole Hoyes Wilson.
Woo. Got me choked up already. Thank you. Again, my name is Nicole Hoyes Wilson, and I use she, her, hers pronouns. When I was first asked to speak at this event, my first reaction was tears, humble tears. I love this community. I grew up just south of here, as Edwina said, in Federal Way, and it's been my greatest honor to serve at Highline, a place and a people I love so much. Being a counselor is more than my job, it's my calling. A way to use my gift to hold space for others and listen in solidarity. I hold the trust and vulnerability given to me as sacred, while my literal job as a counselor is to help students find healing and hope. Honestly, it's been this community that has brought me healing, especially now, that has brought me hope, that has brought me inspiration, that has allowed me to be my full self. Highline has lovingly pushed me to continue to grow in my commitment to social justice and hold me in love when I awkwardly tumble, when learning, unlearning, finding and speaking my truth, knowing that there are always multiple truths to be told. My guess is that for many of you, Highline has been that place too. It's been a few weeks, right? And I've tried to write this a few times in the past few weeks, and I wanted to say something profound that could bring comfort and inspiration, and every time I tried to sit and write, my mind wandered as I acknowledged that we are not in normal times. We're not in normal times, nor will this be a normal end of the year kind of speech. We're in the middle of a revolution during a Looks like I was muted. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear
You
you.
can hear me? Okay, it just said that I was muted. So let me say that again. We are in the middle of a revolution during a pandemic. My mind wandered back to the events of the past few weeks. Brianna, Ahmaud, George, murder, anguish, rage, trauma. And through that, faces of family members passed through my mind. Faces of my grandparents who left everything in Jamaica, including my dad and my uncle, to work multiple service and factory jobs in New York to save up money for years in order to bring my dad and my uncle to the United States for a better life. I know many of you share a similar story. Goes back to the memories of the smell of curry wafting from their apartment building on 320th, calling us in on Saturday afternoons. My mind goes to the face of my dad, the first Black man hired in his company and the only for many years. Memories of him working twice as long every weekend, every night, twice as hard to prove his worth. The lyrics of Bob Marley, literally the soundtrack of my life, my childhood, go through my brain. Right? Get up, stand up for your rights, and emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves will free our minds. To don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right. It's in these memories that I feel my ancestors. While many of us hold intergenerational trauma, intergenerational pain from our ancestors, we also hold their resilience, their strength, their courage, their joy, their hopes, and their love. I lean into this knowing I'm not alone. I also think about my husband and remember the panic I felt watching him get pulled over by the police a block after dropping me off from work. Will he be safe? He used his signal, he never speeds. We always keep our taps current and brake lights checked to avoid the situation. Why are they pulling him over? Our daughter's in the car. Will they care about that he's the dean of students at the school they pulled him over in front of? Or will he be just another Black man, disposable? Breathe, baby, I pray. Stay calm, love. I love you. I shake in relief when I see him drive off safely. I know that today he's one of the lucky ones. I think back to my mom and dad, hippies. They met in Ohio in 1972, a few years after interracial marriage was legalized, but certainly not safe. My mom white, my dad Black, having just returned from Vietnam. They, along with two white friends, jumped in a VW bug, or van, I think, to move to Berkeley. They got married in Reno at the Justice of the Peace amongst protesters, protesting their marriage. The friends kept the van running, shielding them from protesters and driving them to safety. When I think about allyship, I think about them. They had my parents' backs. My mom had to learn, unlearn, and relearn how to be an ally. Born in England, grew up in Canada, naive to racism, and quite frankly, she found out quickly the realities of racism when she couldn't find housing with my dad, when she faced discrimination with my dad and with me. We need allies who ask what we need, center the voices of Black and Brown, Indigenous people of color, and have our back. I learned a long time ago that we grow, and you probably heard me say this, we grow, we learn, and we heal in community. There is no other community that I'd want to be a part of. We belong to one another. We are responsible for one another. Our pains, our joys, our struggles are bonded together. Our liberation is tied up in the liberation of others. Yes, we are stolen people, but we are stolen people on stolen land. We cannot acknowledge, but also acknowledging the overwhelming murders of Black trans women. Liberation is interconnected and intersectional. And as MLK said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. There's a group on campus called Leading with Love. And they have shared with us that we need more love. We are hardwired with a negativity bias. It keeps us alive. 4 positive things equal 1 negative thing. 4 positive memories against 1 negative, just to balance it out, okay? This negativity in the world, we need more acts of love. And as Cornell West shared with us, justice is what love looks like in public. So how I see love? Love is holding ourselves and our systems accountable. Love is unlearning our internalized privilege and internalized superiority. It's telling the hard truths and being open to multiple truths. It's letting go of wanting to always be seen as the good ally, the good white person, the good straight person, and just stepping back and being. Having the courage to be awkward, and holding space for all the feelings in ourselves and others. So I started this talk saying I wanted to bring messages of hope and comfort to you. And I can only begin with where I have found these things in the past few weeks. So where I found hope in you, in students who have suddenly had, in the face of unemployment, no childcare, limited Wi-Fi, limited access to technology, limited space and privacy, have responded with resiliency, creativity, community, love, racial, intersectional movements happening, and ones I haven't seen before. At protest, I see signs like Koreans for Black Lives Matter. I see on Black Lives Matter. I see a sea of interracial protesters. I understand that the arc of history is long and justice is not linear. But out of the struggle, I do believe we're being forced to grow. I have to believe that justice and love will prevail. Where I find comfort, I'm a plant mama. Exhibit A is in nature. Daily walks around the block, walking under trees that have been there before me, before my parents, and who've seen a few things. Catching a moment when a hummingbird finds my feeder, feeding the crows, the blue jays, and squirrels every morning. I am that person. Smelling my roses, waiting with excitement for my berries to turn color, and trying to fit just one more houseplant into my house. I have 98, I'm still counting. The feeling of dirt under my nails, the smell of peonies, roses, lavender, and lilac, the feeling of crisp air on my face. Being outside, I find stillness, I find peace. I feel my heartbeat regulate, my jaw relax, my shoulders melt, my eyes soften, resting my hand on my heart. I feel my breathing slow down and deepen. Lastly, when I can't find the words, I listen to artists for inspiration. Many of you know my favorite artist is India Arie, and I'd like to close by playing you her song, Breathe, and that she wrote in 2016 in honor of Eric Gardner and Black Lives Matter. As you listen, I ask that you join me by getting open, lowering your shoulders, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your eyes. Pause and release the tension in your muscle and find your deep, natural breath.
Sometimes you just can't believe the things your eyes see. So much injustice in this life, and it's happening right on your TV screen. So you drop to your knees and you're praying, cause you can hear him saying he can't breathe. And it's all so overwhelming, because you know there's nothing you can do to help him. Continue to breathe, continue to breathe. In times like these, that's what your heart is for. Continue to breathe, continue to breathe. In honor of your brother, that's what your heart is for. There's always someone trying to take someone's power away. The history of the world is violent. Will it ever change? Now we're living in a time when you just can't hide. There's a camera in every hand. It's not elusive, even when they treat you like you're useless. We know what the truth is. Continue to breathe, continue to breathe. In times like these, that's what your heart is for. Continue to breathe, continue to breathe. In honor of your brother, that's what your heart is for. Fight for your life, fight for your life. In the face of a society that doesn't value your life. For the men in your life, for the boys in your life, for your brothers, for your fathers, for the ones that came before us. For the future, for the future, for the future, for the future. Continue to breathe. In times like these, that's what your heart is for. Continue to breathe, continue to breathe.
Whew. All right.
Amazing.
With deep breath, love on one another. Love each other in small and big ways. Because we don't know how. I've made a commitment to reach out with a text or a call when someone's on my mind to offer an I love you, thank you, I'm thinking of you. So to Highline students, I see you, I hear you, I am so proud of you, and I love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for sharing your words, especially with our students and being there for our community at Highline and at large. Thank you. And thank you for sharing that song as well. So moving on to our next speaker, I'm so honored to introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker was born and raised in Colombia. They spoke no English 12 years ago when they first moved here in the US with their family. They spent 4 years learning basic English language skills while working as a laborer and housekeeper. At Highline College, they founded the English as a Second Language Club, or ESL Club, and served as a student body president in 2014-2015. They were also a recipient of several scholarships and awards for their leadership, academic success, and advocacy for student support, or to support students. They finished a BA in social welfare at UW-Tacoma and a master's degree in educational administration from Seattle University, and currently works as a Transition Success Center program manager here at Highline. They plan to dedicate their life to fighting for social justice, college access, and to reducing barriers in higher education for students of color and underrepresented communities. Let's all welcome Laura Yanez.
Hello, everyone. It is an honor to be sharing a space with you all, and I am sad, and but we're building community, and I'm hopeful. So like I say, I'm honored to be here today, and today I name my presentation, Am I a Leader? And I will share later what that means. So I'm gonna be sharing a little bit about me, and then I'm gonna be sharing a little bit about my leadership, and then at the end we're gonna try to do a little bit of reflection. So I was born and raised in Colombia, and as you heard from my bio, I didn't speak any English. And so when I came to before I came to the US, I was like thinking about, oh, US, and I had this big picture of like money. I'm gonna make a lot of money because I'm a hardworking person, and then I realized that that wasn't the case. Give me 1 second. So so after that, and then hold on. There we go. So and then so when I came to the US, I was like, oh shit, the reality is different when you speak not English and when you don't have a degree that equals in that equals education in the U.S., then these are the types of jobs that you're going to be end up doing, and this is mainly for in the Latinx community. Next. So and then that's what I did. Next. So after that, I started taking English classes here at Highline, and I started from level 1. Next. And so my routine was taking English classes and then going to work and then going home. Besides my family, I didn't have friends. I didn't have a community. Next. But I saw a need in the community. And when I transitioned from taking these pre-college classes, when I transitioned to college, there was like a completely different world. And I was like, okay, now that I'm taking college credit class and I have more resources, I have more access to different things, and I just saw the need in the community. And I started like talking to people and questioning like why this is happening. Next. So I founded the ESL club, and I started like sharing information with the students. And after that, I realized that, okay, now I need to keep working with supporting a different communities. So I decided to run for a student body president, and we did different projects, even working with the major transit. And we did amazing work as a community at Highline. Next. And so these are just other type of involvement that at UW Tacoma, and if you see on the left is the True Diversity Council event. We also were struggling with similar issues that we are right now. And so we like gathered together with different clubs. We came as a community, and we were doing events, and we also protest, talking to administrators to advocate for our needs. Next. And the title of my presentation today, Am I a Leader? It's because I did not have confidence in myself. I thought when I was thinking about being a leader is that you have to be this like outgoing person, and you need to have like a lot of energy, and you need to be like a social butterfly, and you need to be like talking to people and be good at it. And that just wasn't me. And because I had people that and this is from Highline, I had people from for a Center for Leadership and Service, and they truly believed in my leadership and my capabilities. When I didn't see that as myself, I didn't consider myself as a leader. So I love to say this, that other people believed in my leadership before I did. And to me, that was so powerful, because I did a struggle internally, but also I didn't fit the stereotype of what leader means. But we all of you, everyone that is here today, you are a leader. And we all are different leaders, and we all bring different skills as a leader. And just because you're different than someone else, that doesn't mean that you're not. You're just a different leader. Next. Okay, so now we're gonna do a little bit of reflection. Next. Okay, so I want you to take a moment to think about what's your goal? What's your next goal? You have been involved on campus, you have done amazing work, but some of you are gonna be transferring, some of you have different, you're starting a new journey. What's gonna be your next step? So think about a goal and think about what Nicole talked about, that we are here as a community, right? So think about mentors from your past, and that could be high school, and that could be, from your childhood, that could be from where you were in the past. What are your current mentors? Or what are people that you look up to? People that you think, I want to be like you, like I want to be like this person. What are other leaders? What are other leaders that also care and have similar values as you, similar goals, but also within your own family? Maybe parents, cousins, siblings. Who is someone, from your own community? So for me, my goal is to support underrepresented communities. And usually I like to, when I think about leadership, I also like to think about what is going to be a deadline. But for me, I don't have a deadline for my goal because this is a life commitment. Next. But also think about your own qualities. For me, I have, and this could change. 5 years ago, my qualities were probably a little bit different, but similar. I would say for me is perseverance. I'm a very also empathetic person, and I'm passionate about the work that I do. Next. And right now, this is like some of the work that I'm currently involved with. I'm part of the mutual aid group. And I'm also trying to attend different protests, but I also need self-care, like going to the lake, enjoy the sun, and taking care of myself and my family. Next. So I want to leave you with these questions. If you are not Black, what is your commitment as a leader right now to support Black communities? And if you identified as Black, what do you need from us? How can we support you? And also check in with your friends, how they're doing. Next. And feel free to contact me. That's my email. Let's chat. That's also my phone number, but that's also my Zoom ID. Let's talk. Let's have conversation. I'm here to support you, but I'm also, like Nicole also said, I'm so proud of you. And it is hard to celebrate in the middle of all of what's going on, but you gotta keep working hard. We need you. We need more leaders like you. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura, and also thank you, Nicole. Before we introduce our student speaker, A Final Say, we actually want to take some time to recognize both Laura and Nicole for the role that they play in the lives of you as Highline students. So each year, CLS and CCIE recognize one faculty member and one staff member at this event for the Faculty and Staff Awards of Excellence. This year, you were both, Nicole and Laura, selected by our students and our center staff. So congratulations, and know that you matter and your work matters. And we couldn't do this work without you both and your collaboration. So virtual snaps, if everyone wants to do a little reaction applause on their Zoom, we want to celebrate these two amazing staff members.
Thank you for everything. Appreciate it.
I appreciate who played the song that we heard earlier. That was really catchy, by the way.
That was a great song.
Sorry for interrupting, Georgia.
You're all good, Ying.
I just want to tell Gloria thank you, so that's all. Nothing else.
We're going to move on to our student speaker of Final Say. And so our student speaker of Final Say 2020 is Fidelia Hernandez. Fidelia grew up in Oaxaca, Mexico. She emigrated with her parents and 3 siblings to Seattle in 2013. Fidelia is about to complete her 4-year degree at Highline with a bachelor's in cybersecurity and forensics. After graduation, Fidelia wants to pursue a master's or a PhD in security or software engineering outside the state of Washington. Fidelia has been a TRIO ambassador and project specialist since 2017 and is very engaged with the different communities and clubs here at Highline. She is looking forward to doing more for her community and Highline College in the future. So please join me in welcoming Fidelia Hernandez as your Final Say 2020 student speaker.
Hi, everyone. I'm very happy. Thanks, Georgia, for the introduction. I'm very happy to be here. And I wish that we can celebrate each other together physically. But I'm here. My 4 years at Highline College was a wonderful and amazing experience. That is hard to describe in just a few words. For me, life is just like a game. You need to experience to get better at it. And it is up to you if you want to lose or win. Losing doesn't end of the game. You need to try over and over again to make sure you win that game. You continue to get more experience little by little with a community to support us. I grew up in Oaxaca, Mexico, where a lot of people speak Mixteco, an indigenous language. To communicate with others in the city, you have to learn Spanish. In order to pursue a higher education and growth for myself by learning 2 new languages, Spanish and English. And moving to different places, I struggled a lot. The difficulties of communicating with others are different, and to be most respectful, you have to learn their culture. I immigrated with my parents here to Seattle to look for a better opportunity. But to find this opportunity, you have to work hard. You might not be sure of how you are going to spend your time in college. It takes time and reflection. Why not take your first year to enjoy yourself? Do something fun. Do something that you never have done before. Or do something that you didn't have much to do in high school. Many students in their first year might not know what amazing opportunities are available for them. For me, the first year was fun while trying to do better in class. I got involved with TRIO right after I finished with my high school. And I work at the AP department to explore new things and make some new friends from all over the country. In my first year, I participated in attended seminars like Thunderbird Weeks, First Fridays, keynote speakers, workshops, winter retreat, panels, social justice events, and more. I learned about leadership and community, professionalism, social justice, and many other interesting topics outside of the classroom. College can be a new beginning, so you need to make it the way you really want it to be. You are control of your own life, right? Yes, college want to make a study plan for all of us. Usually you will have more free time and independence to your own things. More free time is what I experience as well. For many new students, the first year of college is the best time to develop yourself. You can join a community or a club, or get to know a little by little everything. It is time to explore new things, get out of your comfort zone, and find what you like. Don't be afraid. Ask questions to unknown people, rather than just studying the materials and go home and come back to the next day of class. Explore what you learn in class. Don't be the PC class parking lot person. Go and explore. You never know what is waiting for you. Take advantage of this time because it goes very fast and never returns. Second year, when you are used to school life, you continue to explore and figure it out why you are here. Your second year of college is the time to get those transfer requirements and even plan for getting a master's degree, like reviewing graduate exams, courses requirements, etc. Yes, even long before they complete their bachelor's degree. In my third year, I took more courses with class every single day. You cannot miss your classes because if you do, you will fall behind. It is not easy because there are a lot of assignments to do compared with the first 2 years. It was tough, and this reminds me to work hard and not play around. Finishing finals felt like a holiday time or summer because you complete the most important part of your study. Finally, year 4, I thought it was a long year for me, but I'm close to finish it. And I still feel it is too soon to leave. When we look back, few of us might feel regrets, and most of us had a very rich college life. Before college, I had a lot of different majors in mind. I wasn't about to change my career in different paths, from computer science to computer and software engineering. Attending conference where many women in diverse identities who are underrepresented in the STEM field encouraged me to pursue what I really wanted to be. I'm a future charger of systems, and I'm a future charger of life. I learned that early preparation is good for you. Remember, every time you make a decision, it might not affect you right now, but it can later. You need to think carefully and precisely. My major is computer information systems, and I'm planning to go to graduate school after completing my bachelor's degree here at Highline. Currently, I'm doing my internship from home remotely for Carnegie Mellon University at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Last summer, I did my first internship at the University of Texas in Austin. And I traveled to Chicago to present my research project to different universities around the world. After studying a lot of theories in class, it was a time for me to do some practical work. These internships helped round off my college experience. As a working student, I had to manage time with school, work, and family. Taking 3 classes and having a full-time job is difficult, but you can do it, because I did it. I made it with progress and perseverance. I made a lot of good friends at Trio, Mesa, Anapisi, Puente, Summer Bridge, Center for Leadership and Services, and Multicultural Enrichment Community, and financial coaching at WorkSource. Talking to different people from different resources helped me feel connected, because you are sure who is your network and community. For this reason, I call Highline my second home, because of the people and the community. My identity and background is not going to affect what I really wanted to focus on. Who I am is going to help me to reach my dreams. It is powerful to be unique with different skills, culture, and background, because we didn't choose this, we own them. I'm still growing, and I want you to grow as well. I personally think it is better to learn as much as you can to improve yourself. You can't decide how you use your time, because you know yourself and you are the only one who has the control of your life. Don't just fake it until you make it. Just do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fidelia. And thank you so much to all of our speakers today, to Nicole and Laura. We really appreciate you being in this space with us today, sharing your wonderful stories and your journeys with us. So thank you so much. We are now going to move into our next portion of the program, which is recognizing our Connect program certificate recipients. So the Connect program is a community of students engaged in leadership opportunities across Highline College. Students explored something new while building skills and confidence and making connections with other students and campus resources. The Connect program was new this year. It was an evolution of the Leadership Passport program and First Fridays before that. Our hope this year was to help students make connections in their leadership experiences, not only within our offices, but in the variety of leadership opportunities across campus. So students who participated in leadership experiences on campus logged their participation, and students who submitted at least 5 activities in 1 quarter, or at least 10 over the course of the year, earned a leadership certificate. So this is our opportunity to recognize the students who earned their Connect certificate for either spring quarter or the full year. We also unfortunately had to cancel our winter quarter celebration, so we will also be recognizing the Winter Connect participants. Students, you will be receiving an email with your certificate, and once we are able to safely return to campus, we can also print you a copy if you'd like as well, so just let us know. So here, without further ado, our Connect program recipients. So first up for spring quarter is Ancha. I feel like I want to pause for applause, but I can't hear you all applaud, so I'm just gonna continue on. Our next is Duncan Dow for the entire 2019-2020 school year. Next up is Tamara Hampton-Hostin for winter quarter 2020. Tessa Hunt for winter quarter 2020. And Anna and Tessa also earned certificates in fall quarter as well. So we appreciate their continued participation. Brenda Pham for winter quarter 2020. I love seeing all the yays go by. Ying Tran for Winter Quarter 2020. And we also want to pause, especially to thank Ying for your faithfulness this quarter in participating in so many of our virtual events. You didn't log all your spring quarter events, but I know you were there for a lot of them as well, and you really logged your winter quarter events. So we really want to recognize you for that, Ying. Thank you.
Everyone, are y'all listening to me?
We're listening right now.
It just, what Georgia told me a while back that I got canceled, she said she'll present my certificate later.
Yeah.
But then I told Jenny Stanley about that, but she knows all that. But I've been waiting for a long time for
I'm so glad, Ying. This is your time that you're getting your certificate. I wish we could give it to you in person, but
I know, like Tatiana take me to the retreat. She and I we're close. Like we had to have fun at the retreat. Yeah. She had a younger brother just here. Tatiana had a younger brother just here.
Okay. All right.
Tatiana's my older sister. She seemed like a sister to me, but Georgia is like a sister to me.
Ying, thank you so much. I'm going to continue recognizing the rest of our participants. All right. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Amy.
And then also for the 2019-2020 year, Honoka Yonakura. So I think that is all of our participants in the Connect program. So thank you all so much for participating. We are proud of your leadership growth and appreciate your presence in our community. And we also want to stop and thank our Connect program campus partners. All of those leadership opportunities that were happening around campus were going on in all of these different spaces. So thank you for everyone who agreed to be part of this program with us and helping to nurture student leadership on this campus as well. And I think now we are going to thank some of our student leader groups on campus. So Edwina and Gio.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations again to all of our Connect program participants. Now we actually just want to give a shout out because we know that Highline has so many student leaders around campus. So if you are a student employee who's worked in a department on campus or in one of our communities, we do want to give a shout out. So we're going to continue this train of virtual celebration. You can use the reaction feature, the chat feature. And so I'm just going to name out some of the groups on this next slide. Gio, you can do the second column, I'll do the first one. So first and foremost on our list, we have our associate students of Highline College, which is our student government. Woo, woo. Next, we have our community budget coordinator, which is one position, or position of one, holding it down. We have our community leadership consultants, or our clubs team. Of course, recognizing all of our student club and organization leaders, our community resource consultants. Sorry, y'all, I'm just reading it through, but just cheer on wherever you're at. Put your hands in the air, all of that. The next team is Global Student Ambassadors, our Marketing Outreach and Design team, our Intercultural Center Peer Facilitators, and this is one of our brand new teams, our SAME Consultants, which stands for Service and Mentorship Engagement team, our Highline Navigators, we have our Achieve Peer Navigators, Outreach Ambassadors, Transition Center Student Leaders, our International Student Program Welcome Team, and next list.
And then we have our Academic Success Center tutors, our MESA AEWS and AEWs and tutors, Public Speaking Center student leaders, Umoja student leaders, HAPISA ambassadors, TRIO ambassadors and tutors, K student leaders, Thunderword, Arcturus, veteran student leaders, women program student programmers, honor students leadership team, and our union crew. Whoa, Siri. But yeah, there's a lot of great student leaders here on our campus. So congratulations, everyone, and thank you for all the work that you've done for our community and your peers. And then I believe.
And then we also wanted just to take a moment, so from the Center for Leadership and Service and our Center for Cultural and Inclusive Excellence, we want to give a shout out to our team of student leaders for all the work that you've done. I know all of your supervisors, I believe, are here in this space, and so we want to just officially say thank you for all that you contributed to the team from this year, from 2019 to 2020. 2020 has come for us, community. So we appreciate literally all that you have done, you know, not just in your positions, but just seeing your growth over this year has been amazing. And so we're just gonna give a quick shout out. We have Yaya, if you're in the room, what's up? Sumo Osuamu is one of our ICC facilitators. We have An Che, who was also recognized a little bit earlier. Mi Chung is also being recognized. Carlos Delgado, Tessa Hunt, Alona Ischenko, Mohamed Jama, Soliana Kidane, Paul Lupe.
Cesar Madrigal, I'm not sure if you're in the room, but hello. Nimco Mohammed, Jessica Morales, Karen Mulenda, baby girl.
Baby boy, I'm here.
Hello.
Hello, baby boy. Thank you.
It's good for you to be back.
Danny Nguyen, Hannah Nguyen, Trin Nguyen, Samira Rodol, Gracie Ross.
We also have Shane Sam, Martin Sande, Maya Santos, Melania Saray, Sophie Stringer, Brandon Tupufia, Anna Uloa, Chase Williams, Zoe Williams, Genoa Wingo, and Honaka Yonekura. Thank you so much, Core 2019-2020, for all that you've done throughout this year. We're gonna miss you all, but we appreciate all that you've just contributed to this Highline community. Thank you again.
We would not be able to do the job that the center does.
You're also gonna miss me.
What is it, Stephen?
Well, you guys are gonna miss me one of all, because if it wasn't for my photos, yeah, you wouldn't use them as posters.
Yes, thank you for always being at our events and taking photos.
Yeah, truth is, I miss being in person with you guys.
We will be in person hopefully soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Is Zoe in this room? In this Zoom?
What is it, Ying?
Is Zoe in this Zoom?
I am not sure who's in the room. I don't see the list.
I don't see Zoe.
All right. Well, we still send our best regards and congratulations and our great, a great gratitude. There you go. That's the word.
Thank you for congratulating me.
All right. Yeah, we're just gonna go move on now to introducing our 2020-2021 core leaders. For our president, we have Jermaine Santos, Vice President Hector Pina, and Speaker of the Caucus, Kayla Pizzolano.
And our community budget coordinator is Samantha Sabring. So give it up for our new incoming student government and our CBC. For our community leadership consultants, which is our clubs team, we have Rhonda Elaine, James Karithi, Brandon, again, Tupufia, Anna Uloa, and Genoa Wingo.
And for our community resource consultants, which are the very first students that you see when you enter the center, we have Meho, Soliana Kidane, the Ngo, I'm so sorry if I butchered that name, and Matt Wells. Congratulations and welcome to the team.
For our global student ambassadors, we have Carlos Delgado, Anish Guimar, and I apologize too if I say your last name incorrectly. We have baby girl Karen Mulenda.
I'm back, yes.
And Anita Wambui.
And then we have our Intercultural Center peer facilitators, which is located, they're usually in the second floor of Building 8. We have Samantha Atienza, Tessa Hunt, Alona Ischenko, and Ahmad Juarez. Welcome to the team.
For our marketing outreach design team, we have Hayun Choi, Noah Lindborg, and Saini Vuli. Woo woo.
And then we have our new team that is part of CCIE, the Service and Mentorship Engagement Consultant. We have Min Fan and Autumn Simpson. So welcome to the team. I'm not sure if there's more team. I think that might be it. Okay. I was like, oh, do we have more teams? All right. Thank you everyone for joining us today.
Yes, we want to say thank you. And I know that there's going to be many more student leaders who are going to be joining, who are still going to continue classes through the fall. So we'll definitely be reaching out to all of our campus student leaders for, we usually invite you to our collective fall training. And so we all look forward to working with you again next year. For folks, you know, who are graduating and who are moving on, we wish you the best. We wish we can see you in person to give you, you know, physical hugs, but we're going to send you our virtual hugs and our virtual celebrations continuously. I think that, you know, we should get a restart on this whole year, 2020. So we're going to keep celebrating all of you throughout 2021. But we want to say that thank you again from the bottom of our hearts, from our leadership programming team, just for all that you've committed to in this year, for getting involved, for challenging yourself and getting out of your comfort zone, as Fidelia said. And so we hope that for the folks that are returning next year, that you will take all of the words of wisdom that were shared today, and that you continue to push yourself as a leader and begin to define what that means. And so just know that we're here for you. And for the graduating folks, we'll see you next week at our virtual commencement on Thursday. We're going to celebrate you this whole month. And also, I do want to invite, for folks, if you loved hearing from Laura today, we do have one more program tomorrow in the morning at 10:30 a.m. with Laura Yanez and Joshua Magallanes, who's closing out our Living Room Talk series. If you're on social media, follow our CLS Highline page, follow our CCIE Highline page for more information. And of course, checking your student emails, because that's where all of the Zoom information should be. And so thank you all once again.